Let's talk to Nasser Al-Khater, who's the Executive Director of Qatar 22, joining us live from Doha. I know you're going to say that you will be ready for either a summer or a winter World Cup. It doesn't really matter to you. So let me ask you this. As a football fan, would you rather watch a football World Cup when the temperature outside the stadiums is 40 degrees centigrade plus, or between 15 and 20 degrees centigrade outside?
I would like to say that for us, as you rightly said, we would be ready to host the World Cup, whether that be in the summer or the winter, fall, spring. For me, what I would really like to see is our legacy being delivered. I would like to see cooling technology being implemented. We've always said from the very beginning that this is technology, this technology is a legacy for countries and regions that have similar climates as the GCC, the Gulf, Qatar. And I would really like to see this technology being utilized so countries can really take advantage of it when they want to host international events, whether they be sporting events or other.
That is a great PR answer. I have to give you that. And you are head of PR for the Qatar 2022 bid. But let me ask you this, from the football fans' point of view, which would be better, 40 degrees outside or 15 to 20 outside?
Well, look, I mean, you're posing this question to the football fans, so I would suggest that you go and find some fans and ask them this question directly. But for me, like I said, we are confident, and we've always been confident that we are going to host the Summer World Cup. We're confident of our technology. I'm standing right here in Al Sadd Stadium, which I'm pretty sure you've visited here in Doha. Outside, the temperature's in the low 30s right now. Inside Al Sadd Stadium, it's cooled to between 21 and 22 degrees Celsius. This technology can be used in the stadium, training sites, fan fests, open public squares, and I think you know what it's like here. Your public transport is air conditioned, your hotels, your malls are air conditioned. So with this technology being used in open public spaces, I think we've sorted the issue of whether fans would be able to enjoy a World Cup in Qatar. I'm pretty sure that a World Cup in Qatar, be it summer, be it winter or any other time, will be a great event.
What did FIFA say to you about migrant workers? Because there's been a lot of bad press about it recently. What did they say to you and what did you say back to them?
Well, look, on the issue of workers, we've always taken this issue very seriously from the very beginning. We've put on a workers' welfare strategy. We've created an internal workers' welfare
I'm going to butt in because the point is, what did FIFA say to you today and what was your reply?
Well, let me tell you this. I mean, our discussions with FIFA have not only started today on workers' welfare, we've been speaking to them since 2010, since we won the right to host the World Cup. So this is something that's been on an ongoing discussion. We've had discussions and open dialogues with Human Rights Watch, Amnesty International. If you let me finish, I wanted to say that we've already established a workers' charter. We've worked on contractual language that will go into all our contracts to ensure that the minimum standards are adhered to. And I want to tell you that these minimum standards will be above the internationally recognized minimum standards. And for us as a Supreme Committee, we are sure that we are going to be taking this issue very seriously. And I mean, there's a lot of examples here in Qatar, especially with the oil and gas industry, where the standards are extremely high. And we are looking to have standards that are similar to those.
If you've been looking at this for 3 years plus now with FIFA, how is it that so many workers are still dying on building sites? You're probably going to say it's nothing to do with the World Cup, but an awful lot of the construction that we see around Doha is related to the World Cup, if not directly associated with it.
Well, look, I can only speak to you as a spokesperson for the Supreme Committee right now. These questions, I think, it's better posed to the relevant authorities, be that the Ministry of Labour at this stage. So for these questions, I would really prefer if you spoke to them. I think you know that there's an investigation. There's been an internationally recognized law firm that's looking into this right now that are going to give their recommendations. They're doing the investigation, and as it is an investigation right now, I'd rather not comment on it.
Will you be asking to see the results of that investigation?
I'm sure these results are going to be shared with us. I mean, we as Qatar 2022 sit on several committees that deal with migrant workers, and so I'm sure these results are going to be something that we will be looking at.
Will you share those results with us?
Well, we're not the holders of these of this study or of this investigation. So again, this question I think is better posed to the Ministry of Labour here in Qatar.
But if I came back to you in several months when this report had been finished and said to you, look, you've been told what the situation with migrant workers is in Qatar, would you share those thoughts with us, the wider world?
We've always been open on issues that relate to us, whether that be on migrant workers or any other issues. So for you to be asking me in a couple of months, if you ask us questions, I think is a bit too soon. Why don't we speak in a couple of months when you have questions on this subject, and we'll take it from there.
Okay, going to end this interview with something that Aidan McQuaid, who's the director of Anti-Slavery International, has said, and I want your reaction as a Qatari. He says there's no longer a risk that the World Cup might be built on forced labour. It is already happening. What do you think about your country when you hear somebody saying that?
I think that there's always areas for improvement, but I think that there's also very, very good examples that are existing right now of exemplary workers' sites, workers' living quarters, and I think that if you're going to take the negative and just focus on that, then you can always paint a picture looking at it like that. But I also think that there are very good examples that are existing here in Qatar. We've always said that the World Cup is a catalyst. The World Cup is a way to accelerate and improve situations, whether that be environmental technology, whether that be social, whether that be economic, human. So if workers' welfare is an area that needs to be developed and further improved, then the World Cup is an excellent opportunity to work on those.
Well, we thank you, Mr. Al-Khater. Thank you very much indeed for talking to us on this news hour.
Thank you. Thank you very much.